Hi guys, so for today's Scrap Your Stash, I'm going to use the Cricut. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do and I was like, haven't done one of these in a while, but then I realized, oh no, I did. The last time we did an 8-inch page, I think I cut some matte layers with the Cricut, but this time what I want to do in my mind is like a frame for a 12-inch paper or layout. And then, of course, you use whatever papers you have, right? And hopefully, if you have a Cricut or some other brother, whatever, scan and cut kind of thing, you can kind of follow along. It's going to be very basic. So if there's anything I can link in the description box, any pertinent items, I will do that. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. Possibly it'll be embedded here. It depends on where it's linking to with YouTube and, other affiliate programs. So that's how that is. See this little foot? I'll talk about that in a minute. I don't even know what papers I'm going to use right now or what occasion this is for. I just have an idea in my mind as far as the layout. So we're going to get to doing that and then we'll cut it out here on our Cricut. So let's get to doing that. Yeah, so again, whatever you have, I mean, hopefully it'll work out. Maybe you have dies that are large enough to do this for you, but generally, I don't think they sell dies that big. Maybe Crafters Companion, since they put out their larger machine, they might have put out some really big guys. Hunky Dory sells a lot of really big dies. But anyway, this little foot you're seeing is this little doll. I went to CVS the other day and they had a boy and a girl one, and I'm like, I would have bought them both, but they say the exact same thing, and I didn't realize they had lights and sounds, but this animated bicycle doll, and I already knew Miranda was not going to like it, so yeah, I had it on the dining table when she got home. She's like, oh, what is that? And she's like, do the eyes light up? I'm like, I noticed when I got home it didn't really have eyes. And I was like, oh, I don't know. So I'm reading it and it says lights and sounds, and sure does. She has red eyes. So anyway, she's a little creepy doll, and she'll like go. I'm not going to turn it on in case you have kids or if you don't like things like this, but I thought she was so cute and I had to get it. So now she's in my craft room, but I got to put it somewhere where Miranda doesn't see it, but I do. So anyway, let's get over to the computer. We'll do a screenshot, screen grab, screen recording, and then we'll come back here and I'll choose some papers and see what we're going to put it together. Okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, I haven't logged in here in a while, but it says Design Space will be performing scheduled maintenance beginning the 21st. Okay, that's fine, whatever. And let's see, I don't want to pay any money ever again on that. So there you go. So, okay, I guess we're going to do a new project. Okay, sorry guys, I had to go check on something. But anyway, so I'm not really sure what I want to do. I do want to do like a page that has like a frame. So I don't really care about having a square here, and we're going to use this to help us design. I've done this in the past, so let's do images. That's so weird. Again, the new update, obviously, I don't know what's going on here. It's showing me, I don't know, some anaglyph stuff that I have. I want like we already did a scallop square before. Oh, you know what? I want a square, but I want it to have like, I don't know. We can also do square frames. I just want the square shape, but I want it to be like a cool one. So I bet you I have to choose from over here. Purchased. Probably free, but I'm okay. I just want purchased. And I want it to be a cute one. Let's see here. That's a cute shape. Oh, like this one. Oh, we used that one. Oh, you know what? Another thing about it, we did use the thing recently, but I want to make a 12-inch page. So that's okay. Oh, like this kind of thing. Something cool. Okay, let's do that one. And how do I get rid of this? No, here, on the side. I guess you just tuck it back in. And I want this to fit inside a 12-inch page. And I'm just trying to make a frame kind of thing. So I guess I'm just dragging it, but you can also go in here and just say like 8 inches. If I do 8-inch cutaway, yeah, that might be nice. This has 2 layers. I'm really concentrating on this outer layer. So if I come in here and I say, I don't want a certain one, let's just ungroup it. It should work. I don't know. Okay, hello. Oh, come on. Okay, there you go. I don't want this one. Oh, this is interesting. This cuts away right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead and click on that. And we're going to come down here at contour. And I don't want that middle one, because I just want this cut out from the center of my paper. And so you can definitely use this to help you design. Like, honestly, I can come in here and do a shape and just do a square and say I want it to be 12 inches. Let's get rid of this. This is interesting. I don't know if I like this new update. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. It's kind of cool because before you had to go somewhere. Okay, I have this 12-inch paper. I'm going to send it to back. I just right click to get that sent backwards just so I have an idea of what I'm doing here. And let's make the zoom a little bit smaller so I can see everything. Okay, so there's our 12-inch square, and then there's this guy, see? And again, I just made 8 inches just to see, and that's too much frame still, so let's get this. What I'm doing with this is basically, the Cricut will not cut a 12-inch square for you. It does like 11 3/4, I think is the biggest you can do because of the give all around. Something like that. So, since I can't cut a 12-inch square, I'm just going to put a 12-inch square piece of paper on the, what's the thing called? On my mat there, my die cutting mat. And so all I'm doing is we're going to make sure that this is going to be centered then, because if I do it now, it's not really going to matter. So let's see if we can do this. I think I can. But, okay, so now we're good. It's telling me the square. See how it has a, oh no, don't do that. It's because it's not going to work. Oh, one other thing I always mention to you guys, whenever you start off, make sure you're choosing a big, a larger machine, even if you don't have it. Let's say you just clicked on a Cricut Maker, you don't have a Maker or whatever, but you just want a bigger machine. If you're on Joy or Joy Extra, it's not going to let you choose bigger things. So just make sure you're on a big one so that you can make these bigger pieces. So I'm just kind of using this to help me design my page. So this is going to be cut out. And then I was thinking we should do 2 layers. Wouldn't that be cool? So basically another layer kind of like in here. So let's grab this guy, and I'm going to do a offset, and I'm gonna do like a negative offset. How do you do that? Does that go inside? Yeah. So I want this one a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper, and let's say apply. So now I have these 2 shapes. Now obviously the one we had before that was inlaid was a lot smaller. What I want is I'm gonna center this on a 12-inch piece of paper. I'm gonna center this on a 12-inch piece of paper, and basically you're gonna have like 2 layers, so it's just like a little accent behind there. You know what I'm saying? So it'll just be a little more nuanced, like you have 2 layers with some peeking out. I don't know. And then, should we put pictures in the background? Let's go back to images, and let's say rectangle. Oh. I hope I'm recording. It always makes me nervous when I come on here to do this, because I'm like, am I recording? Is it recording? In a cute rectangle. These are all ugly. Let's... I think if you say scalloped rectangle or decorative rectangle, you'll find better ones that you own or that, you know, however. Let's say scalloped. Just see what options it gives us. Okay, cool. And then my filter for purchase is still on, which is nice. So we have these cute little round ones. I mean, that's basic. We've seen that before. What's this one? That looks like a postage a little bit. Oh, this one's definitely postage. What do we want? I mean, we're always doing scallop, right? It's so basic and boring. We can do zigzag. You can do a tag shape. That might be cute. Oh, this one's decorative. If I was going to do this one, I would definitely bring my photo to this and let it cut that too, because that way you have that shape. I'm looking for cool, like easy shapes that you can then, like this one actually looks pretty nice. It echoes what's going on back here, but maybe too much. Easy shapes that you can just cut down, you know, with your trimming or trimmer, paper trimmer kind of thing. I mean, this one's cool. Because once you put something in here in this little rectangle area, you're going to have these little boop, boop, boop around the edges. Is that weird? Let's see. Okay, there's that. I'm going to tuck this away. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Yeah. And that's 4.3 by 2.3, which is kind of small. So let's pull this out a little bit more. 5.24 by almost 4. If we did 5.5, I'm just dragging it. Obviously, we can come over here and just say 5.5. So that means you're going to have to trim your picture in a fun way, in an interesting way, because usually I have 3x5s, 4x6, right? Isn't that the sizes? 3x5, 4x6. 3x5, 4x6. I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. Yeah, that might be okay. And then we want to double that. So I have that one, and I'm going to duplicate it right here on the right. And so these can be inside this guy, or they can be kind of tucked out, but I think they're gonna have to go inside. And then we're gonna have our pictures. You can also cut like little flowers or things that you think might be cute. Let's see what we have as far as flowers. Oh, how about swirls or something like that? I don't even know what I'm doing this for. I'm just making things. I haven't decided like, oh, this will be a page for summer or winter or something cute like that. This one's cool. It's very intricate. Again, these are things I purchased because we already said purchase. Of course, you can click on free also if you have, want to see some free ones. That one was really fun, this one. Let's do that one. And let me see how this might look. I'm just going to grab it. Actually, I can't. I was going to grab it and start messing with it, but let's do this. Let's go away. And let's start rotating it in a fun way. I'm going to do 90 also. Nope, that's not what I want at all. Let's go, I don't know. I want it, just so we can see it as we're here, to turn it this other way, and I don't see how I can do that. Oh, actually, we can do it manually too. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to hold this button. Ugh, that's really annoying. Let's do one at a time. Yeah. Okay, just to see how much of this space it takes up. This doesn't have anything to do with the cutting itself. We're just designing it here to see what this page could look like. And, if that was kind of tucked in there. And then we have another one. So, yeah. So, let me just duplicate this. Again, I don't care about what this looks like. I would turn it upside down completely. So, I guess you could flip it. Nope. I was like, do I want it vertical? There you go. So, that can tuck back there. And this one be here. Oh, and then maybe some kind of wording here. So we can click on this and bring to front just so you can kind of see what that looks like. Right click, where I'm right clicking for that option, so you can kind of see what that would look like if this is kind of behind there. And then maybe some word or something, and I don't really know what to do. Let's go in here. I'm clicking on the actual words there. This is cute. I always just go with the ones I own. I'm sure there's free ones, so let's just say free and purchased. That's what we want to see. Like I said, Cricut stretches on here. That's kind of a cute one. I feel like everything David Hadash Biblical. Okay. Dear John. So again, some of these are kind of interesting. I didn't buy these. I have not seen them before. Don Juan is a purchased one, as it says there. What is this? Anyway. Let's pick a thing and say, I don't know. This one's kind of cute. Maybe that one? Okay. Supposedly if I chose it, yeah, there it is. And maybe together? I don't know. It's a cute word. Let's change the color of this, though. Whatever, just so we can see it better. And I'll stretch it out a little bit. And if we had that here. Kind of nice, right? Again, these are all separate, so if you want, you can bring it out here, or just so we can see it better, and we can also do an offset on that. And right now I have a negative offset, which is actually pretty cute, but we're going to go up this other way, and let's see what that, I should have moved this out a little further to see what that looked like. Oopsie. Okay, sorry guys, hold on. Offset, let's go back over here. That's kind of cute. I can see there's some little points. Maybe I don't want to bring it down a little smaller. I'm just dragging it, but you can also mess with it here. That's a nice offset, huh? Okay. And those guys, they're not together. Okay. Well, if you group them, you can group them so that when you move it up here, I'm going to group them. I think it's grouped now, or did I ungroup it? No, it's grouped now. Just so we can pull it over here and see what that looks like. And that looks all good. But I will say on this together, I am going to, where is it? That's weird. I'm going to change the color of the offset, and I should have done that already. Why do I see it in this group over here? I don't know. That's weird. Okay, let's just undo a couple things. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I don't know why I don't see it there. Let's undo a couple things. Okay. Now I'm just going to click on that and change the color because I don't want to cut at the same time I do the black. Because the black isn't really black. It's just a piece of paper I'm going to put down. I want this cut out at the center of it. So now when I bring this and this together, it doesn't even matter right now. Honestly, I don't have to I'm going to highlight them both and group them, but again, that's just for me to look at it. That looks pretty good, don't you think? And then we'll just, you cut your images. We're going to measure this later. And you're good to go. It's, depending on the papers you're using, this can be very plain. It can be very dramatic, whatever it is that you're doing. But when we go to make, well, yeah, that's right. Nope. We want to get rid of this. We don't need this actual square. It's not going to cut it for us anyway. It was just there to help me design. What I'm going to do really quick is save this. And if you guys want it, you can have it, but you definitely have to purchase the die cuts there. So let's say 12-inch together layout, scrapbook layout. Save, and then later what I'll do is I'll add pictures to it and all that, whatever. And then I'll just let it be something people can use. Okay, I know it looks kind of creepy right now. So I'm going to highlight the square and I'm going to delete it. I'm just pressing delete. And when we go to make, on matte, 12-inch matte, I do have the 12 by 24s right here. This is where we're going to want to manipulate this, okay? So I'm just dragging it, but I don't know if there's a way to say center. Move object. Oh, I see. No, that's not what I want. That means move it to like another matte. So what I'm looking at is basically everything here, and I'm just going to have to eyeball this, guys. So that's kind of a bummer, but you do have a grid there, so you know it's centered like right on this point, right? And I'm going to use my keys, my up and down arrow keys, because that way I just know that's better. And so I can see that it's centered here, but it's not quite centered here. So I have to raise it up a little bit. And then when I say to go to cut, it's pretty much centered, right? That's what you want to see. I'll do the same thing for the next one that's a big matte layer. But let's go to my workspace, I guess. And then I'm not going to do, I'm not going to show it to you the way we're doing it, like a screen recording. It'll be at my workspace and I'll just talk about it. Okay, so let's go do that. I think these are the papers I'm going to use. And again, just grabbing stuff from my stash. If you have problems connecting with your design space in your machine, make sure you have your Bluetooth on and you're choosing it, right? And if you've never done that before, you're going to want to pair it or whatever. And nowadays, it's not really pairing anymore. It'll just find it, right? So back in the day, you had like, oh, these guys are buddies or whatever. But anyway, I have these little ivy and things, little sprigs from an LGRS creative collection that I had picked up, I don't even know, last year, 2 years ago. So I have those. I grabbed some black paper, but these are real thin, so I just pulled a whole stack of it. But this is one of the papers I'm going to use. Oh, actually, okay, cool. All right, I just thought of something. But anyway, and then I was going to use the Jingle All the Way papers. They're really pretty, and I mean, I'm just going to place it on there, and this will be the outer one that the frame's going to cut into, and then I'm going to use the black for the inner part, so it's just kind of like a little black edge. I think that looks pretty. I mean, all these papers are so nice. I love the backside. I don't know. So like I said, we need to choose one to cut, and I mean, this one even has a border that's actually really cute. The only thing is, I don't really like the light color on this, so let me see if there's another one that has a border. I want some like red, something fun. This one has a border at the bottom. That's not really what I want. Oh, okay. And this whole section will be cut out. Let's go with this one. All right. The very top doesn't have a border, which is interesting. The back side of the paper has a border all around. But again, it's that green. And maybe there's another one with the red all around it, but that's cute. I just want to make sure this is actually 12 inches. I guess we can put it on the mat. And then I grabbed the complimentary paper from this bundle because we'll be using that. And I just thought about it. I thought, oh, you know what? We can use that for the background because I need a piece of paper. We essentially need 3 pieces of paper the way I'm doing this, like your background papers. But I'm going to start with this one. I believe this first one is the smaller one. I like the way I lined it up. I don't want to go and search, but if I look, I feel like this is the bigger one. I don't remember what I did. So I should probably go back and look at my video that's on my computer here and see, but I think this one is the one that cuts a smaller aperture. So 12-inch square paper. What's cute about things like this, though, is that honestly, if you group everything together and then pull it down to like an 8-inch size, you can definitely use the same thing with the same aspect. Well, the aspect ratio is going to shrink for an 8-inch page. I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. But anyway, I kind of let it do whatever it wanted, be loosey-goosey, but that's all right. Actually, I saved it in a way that was all nice and big, huh? Interesting. Okay, so 12-inch piece of paper. I'm going to try to center it nicely. We have this thing centered nicely. I'm going to say continue. I think this is on cardstock. This cardstock isn't the thickest. And then it still says to connect, which is silly because it's like we reconnected it, but you know, whatever. It's going to take a minute. And sorry if you're noticing my timestamp on my computer. I had to go to Costco. Last time I went was the first time I went in like years, and I was gonna make a video, and I did. I took shorts, but like videos, but I don't think I actually released it. So, oh well. But this time I did release a little quick video. Anyway, same thing. You get to the parking lot, and you're like, "Why am I here? This place is a zoo." It's crazy. I do like they have self-checkout though. But I was buying this cool Chinese zodiac calendar brandy set, so I had to go through the line. Alright, so again, it's scented. I'm just doing cardstock plus, which is kind of annoying because that means it's going to cut it like 2 or 3 times, so I think I'll probably stop it after the first time. Let's go. It should cut this in the very center, like where I wanted it, right? And that's what it looks like it's doing, which is great. And I'll probably stop it, to be honest, and see how it looks when it's cutting at the bottom portion here. The other parts, obviously, I'm just going to run the paper through. That's not the biggest deal. I just wanted to show you how it's doing this part. Oh yeah, I cut really nicely. So if it tries to do it again, I'm just going to stop it. I'm going to stop it, I guess here. I can just press cancel. Oopsie. Did I? No, perfect. I pressed cancel before I meant to. Which is interesting, because I was like, oh yeah, it's done. But it was just coming around here, but it did go ahead and clip that, so that's good. Okay. Cardstock plus. And look at that. Okay, so that is going to be our larger one. And then the next one's going to cut a little bit closer to the edge, and that's going to be the one on top. So let me go ahead and skip to that one because it really wants to cut something else. And then you can definitely use this for another scrapbook page. If you're doing it twice, you can say you want 2 copies, right? You do it again. But I'm going to put this guy on here. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter, but we do want to line it up nicely. Again, these cutting mats are Kappa cutting mats that I get on Amazon. I'll link them in the description box. Inexpensive. This paper is actually a little bit smaller than 12 inches because the other one fit perfectly, and this one's just a little bit kind of funny back there. Interesting. Alright, so I'm going to skip to number 6, which is this guy. And again, I want to center it, so if I look over here, I can kind of pull it right down to 6 inches, and if that looks about right, cool. But then I use these guys instead of trying to pull it myself. I can kind of see where that is, and that looks really good. May bring this down a little bit. One more. Okay, and then I'm going to say continue. So load mat and all that, and I'll be right back. And this is going to cut the one that's a little bit bigger, right, the frame, because that black paper is going to go behind this one. Whenever it decides to find it. See, I'm telling you, sometimes I will say I'm getting faster at using Design Space. I've used their product for a long time, right, with Cricut. Right now working with like the Singer embroidery stuff and the Brilliance, like you just learn more and they all look kind of similar or have like a similar kind of thing going. So yeah, I'm going to change this from cardstock plus to cardstock. Okay, 80-pound cardstock, yeah. I just changed the knob over here on my machine. And go. Okay, I'll be back once that's cut. That is so funny. This one ended up at the top where it stopped. This one ended up on the side. But anyway, who's coming? I always decline. No, it's always spam calls. Like, I'll tell you guys, I think it was Ellen DeGeneres made a joke. Like the feature she likes the least of her phone is that it makes phone calls, or it takes phone calls. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, hold on. So then we have these pieces that you can definitely use for something else. I mean, you can matte layer them, but obviously this one on top of this one would cover all the prettiness, and we cannot have that, so I'll have to do something else with this one. But so gorgeous. So we have those pieces that we can do something else with. I'm going to go ahead and glue these guys together because I don't think I'm going to do anything funky as far as one and then the other. So I'm just going to glue them together right now. And you know, we do have 2 12-inch pieces of paper that, like I said, this one seemed a little smaller than 12 inches, but I'm just going to glue these guys together and have a nice sturdy piece. Pretty much all the jingle bells got cut. I mean, look at that. It's very pretty. But okay, we went with what I went with. Yeah, all the jingle bells ended up on the other piece of paper over there. And again, if you're doing this twice, just say you want 2 copies, right? You guys know how to do that. And I'm trying to do this quick. Let's put this on here. It should be pretty much symmetrical. I don't like glue all over the place, but I'm failing at that. Trying to see that everything's about the same up here. Nope, a little too high. A little too high. No, no, no. You see that? That is Nouveau Deluxe adhesive for you. It just holds so quickly. Okay, that's better. Trying to ease that out. That's so funny. It went all around. The little bubble just kind of followed all around. Look how pretty. So this, hopefully you can see it. Let me see if... There you go. That's what I was looking for. That's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. So this is very big, the aperture, the way I made it. So I was thinking I can use some of that paper, the 8.5 by 11 behind it, but I have a feeling this is bigger than 8.5. So another 12-inch paper, or at least, you know, 10 and 11 inch, something to cover behind that, right? A lot of scrapbooks do come with base paper. You can stick it to that too. But let's put this gorgeous thing to the side for right now. And the rest of it's just die cutting, guys. Simple stuff. I just wanted to talk to you about that part of it. Let's see here. So, yeah, it's going back to number 2, which is my little scrolls, which I think I'm going to cut from gold paper, and we'll see how it goes. Again, if you look at this, you don't have to use like the biggest piece of paper. It's, you know, maybe a 6.5 inch piece of paper by 3, I would say by 4 just to be safe, but 3 3/4 ought to do it. And then stick that in that corner and it'll cut just there. Anyway, so I'm going to run the other pieces. Nothing to write home about, it's just a couple things, and I'll be right back. I will say this one gave me a little trouble, so I got a new sticky sheet. Matte, they're the one I've used for like 2 or 3 years, but I just took it to the sink, washed it, scrubbed it, because basically you start getting, you know, little fibers, right, all over. And so this is a nice, fresh, brand new, light tack one, which by the way is still pretty sticky, but I always like light grips. I feel like after that it's like it's too much. I guess it depends on what you're cutting, but I'm just gonna remove this excess and then take my beautiful piece, roll the mat away from the piece. So I'm just gonna turn this kind of like this, and you kind of get this guy going. Okay, carefully. I have tools for this, but right now I'm just trying to grab them. Okay, I'll be back. If I'm tripping. So it says it has 6 colors. I'm like, oh, in the back there's white paper. Do you see this? Do you see the color on here? Does that all blue? It looks like my mat. Okay, and I thought maybe it's just the way they, you know, show it there, but it's pretty blue, and the paper is super white. Like, what? That's funny. I mean, I like the white, so that's not a problem, but that is really off, whatever they have on the cover there. Anyway. Okay, I'm just, you know, I'm going to do my matte layers, and I was going to do probably this brighter red. I kind of like this burgundy red, though. You know, let's go with this one. Okay, while that's cutting, it's just finishing the lettering, and I did that last, even though it wasn't set to be last, because I'm going to have all these little letters that I would rather stay on here till the very end. Hello. Than not, so I'm just going to take that off. Cut Like Butter is on Cardstock Plus. This is not the thickest paper, but you know, it's a coated paper, so you know, you just want to make sure it's going to cut. And that is basically everything. Let me show you what I meant. Let me go back. Let me say cancel. Yes, I want to cancel. And cancel. Okay. We're back over here. So let's say, you know, when you're in here, sometimes you can still say backwards, and then I got my square back. Okay, so let's do this. Let's highlight everything and group it all together. Okay, so now it's this one piece. If I didn't group it, I wouldn't be able to do this. So now I can go up here in the sizing and say 8 inches, right? And everything is going to stay proportional down to that 8 inches, right? If that's what you like. Maybe you have a 6-inch page, 6 inches, you know? So I think that's fun. It'll just keep it proportional. Obviously it's going to be a lot smaller, but something to think about. Okay, let me go, let me just say back. I don't know that I should keep this group though for this project, so I'm going to ungroup it and I'm going to say save again, right? Because that's where we were. Okay, like I said, I'm going to try and share that with y'all. Okay, so let me put this here, let's put this here. Okay, background paper. I went to grab some more, you know, 12-inch paper, and I saw this and I'm like, oh, this is nice, but then I realized, oh, it's graphic 45. Look how cute graphic 45 in the back. They have these little things so you can cut it out. And I know it hurts our heart to put this in the back, but as I look, there's one piece that's just beige paper. This one right here is not my favorite pattern. It's kind of boring. But on the back side, I think this would look really pretty. I don't even know if it's not Christmassy, it's not holly, but it just has a really, really tiny floral and a creamy color. I know, you know, we're gonna bury it back here, but I'm gonna do it. So let me cut this guy down 12 inches. I mean, I need to cut off this carrier, but I need to make sure that that will keep it there. And not to waste your time, I will be right back. Of course, this thing stuck to my Cricut. Anyway, mat there. It's not a Cricut mat, right? But anyway, all right, 12 inches. I'll be right back. Companies have a weird cutting because, like, I just took that off, right? 12 inches, and it left a little beige at the very top, and you can see it more obviously on this side. It was closer here, so maybe I was holding my paper crooked, okay? Let's say it's my fault, because it is. All right, I think it was so pretty all together. Look at that. Okay, so I always say with my scrapbook pages, I don't like a lot of dimension, but I think what we can do is put a little bit of dimension on the back of this. Unfortunately, the ones that I have that give you a little dimension are very tiny, these anagriffin ones. So that's going to be a little bit painful, but I'll try and do my best. I'm going to keep them around the edges because I am going to tuck in some of these matte layers here and there. So I'm just going to try to line this out with, you know, as much help as I can give them. Yay! I'll be right back and I'm going to take the carriers off and all that, okay? That was painful. So I might have left some carriers on some of them. We're just going to pretend. Okay, so I'm just looking at this bottom edge so I can kind of keep it straight. That's very pretty. And it just gives a little bit. Now I haven't put any like close to here because I don't really know what I'm going to do with these guys yet. So we have our matte layers. Again, like I said, when you have something like this, I would take my ruler and just measure it and say, oh, okay. You know, when I matte layer, that's why you crop. That's why they call crops. We crop. You know, from here to this one, that's 3 inches. From here to here, it's almost 4 3/8. So I probably cut my matte layer or my photo to like 2 7/8 by, you know, 4 1/4. And it would look really cute layered in there. Okay. So I was going to put these in here. That was my intention, right? That was our design. Or it could be on top. It's whatever you want. So if I'm going to put it like there, and maybe this one like up here. And then we have these guys. In my mind I had one kind of here. And one kind of here. Oh, that's cute. I can bring them in a little bit more too if I wanted to. Something like that. Well, if I was going to bring this one in, I kind of like it behind a little bit because that's the whole point. So maybe something like that. So let me just put a little glue. Here we go. I was going to use my tape runner, but you know what? We have no time. No, I'm just kidding. I just don't want to move it. I think it looks good. And then you guys know I like using photo corners. So I'm not going to put photos in here right now because I don't know which pictures I'm going to use. I'm not going to stick that down quite yet. Let's get this guy up here. Get this going. Sorry, a little glue. I want that to stay there. I do like the way that curly has like that little point there, so I mean if you wanted that to be sticking out, definitely do that. Something like that. Okay. And do the same thing with this one. Just put some glue behind it, stick that down. So while I'm holding that, I'm also going to go ahead and try to get some of these under here. Again, I didn't do that earlier because I didn't exactly know where I was placing things. So if you know where you're placing, obviously you can put your little bits and not have to do it the way I did, but there you go. Alright, so I'm going to stick some under here just to get that height, guys. Whew, that took a minute. I just put them kind of under these little areas. Alright, so it has a little dimension there. That looks really pretty. Again, super low profile dimension, but you can see that there's some layers, hopefully. Okay, so then we have this guy, and obviously it turned over here. And, ooh, one other thing is I have these little guys. So if you're going to, you know, obviously put these here and there, if you're going to go behind your matte layers, you can think about it. I don't know if I'm even going to use them. I just saw them there, and I thought, oh, these are pretty. I mean, it really does coordinate pretty well. You know, I might put something like that. I like the little berries to show. Oh, that's cute. Okay, where's another one? I kind of want it symmetrical like this. That would be cute. Okay, so maybe that's what we do there. Okay, with this, I'm going to put my lettering on. So just, you can get them all, see where they need to be, or just go one by one and glue these down. Okay, I don't know why I'm touching it with my actual thumb. I usually put it on the back of my hand, but there you go. And so I'm going to put down all my lettering for together, okay? I'll be back. Last letter here, and just go ahead and glue that there. Oh. Let's get these back in here. It kind of looks nice, a little bit dimensional on that one. So I'm going to get some dimensionals on the back of this, and I'm just going to glue these guys down. So, you know, again, I don't like to belabor the point, but just putting some of these guys on the back and gluing these bits in behind it, okay? I'll be right back. And these little guys, you can put dimensionals on this back part. All I did was kind of bend them, but if you want that to stay, you know, you're going to want, oh, where do I want that? I want the little berries to show, but, you know, yeah, something like that. You can put dimensionals behind the leaves. Keep those up. And then this guy, in my mind, so again, your pictures are going to be all in here, so this is going to be a little bit inside the picture, is like the together down here somewhere. Or up at the top, wherever you want to put it. And I think I'm just going to glue it on. I know there's some spaces there where maybe it should have a little dimensional, like maybe behind the E. Let's do that. Behind the E right here. Just a little support since it is kind of hanging off. Ooh, well, not too much higher, like here. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to hold that down. And then whenever I need to put my picture in, it'll be fine. I can just kind of not really stick that down. I'll be right back. Okay guys, and there is our 12-inch page. Again, if you want a double layout, just do it twice, and I would just put this picture down here on this side, up here on the other one, so it has like a nice symmetry to it, I suppose. But there it is, guys. Thanks for watching, using all kinds of goodies that we had in our stash. It looks really cute, really full, and got a little pattern in the back. I mean, it just needed to have something. I love that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all at the next one. Bye now.